Radio. Shout it.
Okay, it's Atlanta's #1 hip-hop station, Hot 107.9 and home for the Ricky Smiley Morning Show. Of course, you know it's your folk, B-High. Radio, shout in. Stepping in the building, I got an 8-time legend in this thing. DJ Black, Bill Gates, what's good with it, my dog?
What's good, my brother?
I mean, Black, first of all, man, I got to say it's a pleasure and an honor to have you in this thing, man, because I've been rocking with that king shit since the beginning of time in this thing, okay, boss?
Man, we can say that? Yeah, man. Shouts out to king shit.
Now, I mean, can you take me back to day one, though, Black? Because, see, I can recall a time where in Atlanta, it wasn't that many DJs in the streets that were putting out mixtapes and stuff like that. And at the time, them king shit mixtapes was taking over the streets and raising hell all over the place. Yeah. What was it? And see, I know you had to been a young man at that time coming with that. Yeah. What was it that made you say, you know what, let me get into this mixtape game?
Just the fact that it was a lot of, I'm gonna tell you what set it off for me when LaFace they parted ways with T.I. And I said, well, you know, if he had a system to support what him and a lot of other artists that I know was doing that radio wasn't supporting at the time. Yeah. We kind of forced radio hand at that time. I guess it was 97.5 at that time. Yeah. They was like the only ones that was kind of giving anybody a chance. B103 was kind of sticking to their format and everything. So we needed another outlet for artists like that. And the streets wanted it. They weren't too crazy about radio at the time. And the mixtape seemed like a perfect thing. Me listening to Edward J and listening to Jelly and all them before I was able to do it. It just made plenty of sense. All the records they broke. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I could see records being broke that still weren't making it to radio. You know what I'm saying? I was like, there's still a market for it. So, and not only that, I was in school and wanted some extra money.
That's right.
So I just knew. I started doing mixtapes when I was at Georgia Southern. Shouts out to Olu Oye for Sobe, my dog. He just happened to name. We just had a whole bunch of CDs. Like I would make tapes for people, and my homeboy was the only person that had a CD burner. Yeah. And he would name your CD whatever, like your name whatever shit. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't think of it. He was like, what you want your to be now? I was like, I don't know, man. I got to go to fucking work. So I went on to work, and Oye put King shit on there. Because he didn't know how I am. Yeah, he was just like, shit, man. BG want King. Put King shit on there. And it was just like, you know what? As much as I had heard it on Outkast, the first time I had heard it, I was like, well, you know, that worked perfectly. Exactly. And we just ran with it. The first tape I ever did was straight out that 6, though.
Talk to me.
And, you know, wasn't nobody repping Zone 6. You know what I'm saying? I remember running with my partners that was from Capitol Homes and all that stuff. They rep the 1 all the time. And then for a while, we didn't know what damn zone we was in. You know what I'm saying? I said, what the hell zone we in? Like 6. I was like, we finna rep this shit down. You know what I'm saying? So my first tape was straight out that 6. Yeah. And throwing up the E on the cover and all that, you know what I'm saying? But we had to come with something that made more sense, was king shit.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, I mean, what was it like for you, though, Black, when you got into the game and then you came back up here to the A-Town from down there at Georgia Southern and you realized that you had a movement going on in this thing, man?
Well, I had a check. I was working for Norfolk Southern when I first came back. Yeah. So I wasn't like everybody else struggling and everything. I had a little check. I didn't have no car at the time. Yeah. I was still riding the motor bus and people would be listening to my tapes. And you know what I'm saying? I just had the idea of putting my cell phone on there. I would put it on there, receiving phone calls at all ungodly hours. You know what I'm saying? Asking to speak to people that I didn't, you know, like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? T.I. ain't in here with me. You know what I'm saying? They didn't care. But I love the interaction. You know what I'm saying? And I just did what I had to do, man. I would go out on my lunch break and walk up and down P Street right there in front of 82 P Street Mall where me, Pablo One, the mayor, Tokar, all us started out down there. But I would walk up and down that strip right there. It used to be jumping out there. You know how it was. And I would walk down the yellow line and just give niggas the tape. Yeah. I would burn them at night when I would get home from the DeVry. I came and got me another degree at DeVry. And I would be grinding from like 5 in the morning to shit. I would get home like 11 at night and have to start that shit all over again. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my language, but you know.
Good.
Yeah, but I had to start it all over again. And sometimes people would throw them mixtapes back out the window, man.
Ooh.
It just is what it is. You know, I wasn't coming from Candler, you know. It just people cruel anyway, so I wasn't tripping off.
Facts.
Off of none of that.
When it came to breaking artists, though, man, I mean, what were some of those early artists that your ear gravitated towards, and you said, you know what, I need to use this King brand to go ahead and break these folks?
Gucci, because he a friend of mine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was always personal with me. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like people like that should be on. So a lot of times you would hear people you had never heard before, but I was cool with them and everything. Jock.
Yeah.
I heard it's going down. I stole that from DJ Brad. I think he turned his back and I grabbed it and I ran down the stairs from in Peacock. Put that on there. Stuff would find its way to me after a while.
Yeah.
You know, like people would either email it to me or it'd just be some random dude that come up with a CD, whole bunch of unreleased stuff that I ain't had no damn business having, and would give it to me. You know, after a while niggas would catch on. Man, I'd been cussed out by so many people. It's crazy. I remember the first time I met Player Fly, he was mad with me about a song I had got.
Are you serious?
How me and Burn One got down though,
Yeah.
and MLK and all us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Scream too. That's how we got down. We couldn't wait.
Exactly.
You know.
I mean, speaking of Gucci, can you speak on y'all relationship and just coming up in the hood with it, and then how that music kind of came in and took both of y'all lives in different directions, man?
Well, he always been a friend of my cousin BP. That's his best friend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, I'll do anything for BP. So if anybody ever did something to Gucci, I was on my way. You know what I'm saying? It's detailed in the book, things we done did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the past old life.
Yeah.
I don't think about that no more. And when he started rapping, it was like the first time I heard his music. I was like, Holmes really, like, I knew from when I was trying to rap, I knew he could rap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then I just ventured off into the DJing part of it. Was much more interesting to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That always, and I got an uncle that do it. It always was attractive to me rather than rapping. So I just felt like everybody was playing their part. You know what I'm saying? Through BP, I always kept up with his music, but you know, it was like with it, like I said before, it was always personal with me.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Did you think he was gonna get as big as he got?
Of course.
You see what? But no, come on, Black. When y'all are just some young hood brothers in there trying to figure it out, you saw it then.
I know. I mean, I always knew that this was for me. Even when my mama wasn't studying shit, my sister was laughing when I said I was gonna do it and all that. But you know, once you hit Rap City, it's something totally different. But I was always convinced of what we could do. I always knew Bocce was gonna be big. I always knew anybody who was gonna be around us, Nicole, Garner, all us. You know what I'm saying? Anybody else, like, we're gonna be big, bro. Like I feel that. Like God ain't never brought nobody in my presence who wasn't meant to be around me.
Facts.
For real.
Now, talk to me about just the mixtape game, because see what I was talking to you about off the air. It was an interview you did on the Raw Report back in the day, man. And I remember you going off saying, I'm breaking these fools, and these fools ain't acting like they got no sense.
Yeah.
And I recall, you know, I wasn't in the game yet. I was just watching me a good Hood Street DVD. I like, they're going to keep Mr. King shit right there. Tell me this shit.
So yeah, that's when I started to realize you know, our value as overall and how niggas just weren't respecting it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And being that I wasn't no lame or nothing like that, I just felt like it's time to start checking it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we can't let nobody just be doing this. And it's the nature of a DJ, because a lot of DJs don't come from the background I come from. So they're not going to say nothing to these niggas. You know what I'm saying? But with me, they ain't never held me back. Like, they human just like we are. They got to recognize our worth. You got to speak up. You know what I'm saying? That was my message then. But, you know, whoever, they know who I was talking about, who it was. And you know what I'm saying? We parted ways. I ain't never went back. It's just with me, you know, the whole conversation went with, like, how much I was gonna get paid every day going on that road.
Mm.
And you know what I'm saying? I just went with the $200 a day shit, period.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not when I was making what I was making sitting at Club Miami. So
Come on.
I'm just one of them people like me and Scream notorious for telling people to fuck off, really. You know what I'm saying? Just to be completely honest with you, like we ain't finna take anything less than you can, and then you can go on that road and come back to nothing.
Woo.
You see what I'm saying? I done seen it happen to a lot of good people. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say no name. I done seen it happen to a lot of good DJs, and I just went with it. You know what I'm saying? Good, you know, peace and blessings to, you know, everybody that went along with that situation and whatnot. I feel like I made the right decision that day. But yeah, you gotta get on them and let them know. You know what I'm saying? You breaking their music, they gotta respect you.
Talk to me about just navigating that industry though, Black. I mean, as a DJ and, you know, checking folks and having to get them to respect your mind while you are out there. And just the whole psychology behind it. Because, see, you know, from the outside looking in, like I told you, I was on the outside looking in. And I was like, what that man mad about?
What he mad about?
What he mad about? What's really going on? But it wasn't until I got in and I said, oh, I understand exactly what he mean.
You know exactly
what I'm saying. I understand exactly what he meant that day.
Because you know, until you in it, you never know. They very ungrateful. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I tell people, business first. Yeah. Don't get so caught up in the music that, you know what I'm saying, or whoever you dealing with that, you know, you get that movie mentality. Like, we all in this together, you know, and all that. Listen, man, you better state your damn terms early.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That way, everything stay cool. But, you know, I don't take back none of that, though.
Exactly.
I learned my lesson and I did the right thing when it came to Fresh. You know
I feel that now. I mean, Bankroll Fresh, man. Mm-hmm. I mean, talk about Fresh, your relationship with him, man, and what you saw in him as a young man, you know, all the way up through his career.
Well, actually, when I came in to the situation, I was actually working for Montana the Mac in Savoir Fair, and Fresh's dad. Mm-hmm. But then one day, Fresh played something for me, and then it was just like, I had tunnel vision at that point because at that time it was jeopardizing what I had going on with 2 Chainz. But, you know, because I was supposed to be fully focused on that. Yeah. And I just couldn't, you know what I'm saying? After I heard that, I was like, we need to roll with this shit right now. And I ain't saying that that Chainz wasn't going to make it or nothing, but that's the way God was pushing me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And who knows what would have happened if I stayed around. He probably wouldn't even have gotten where he needed to be. Yeah. Because Tech and Sud and Al and all them was exactly what he needed at that time. Yeah. And I just, you know, went on and did my thing with Fresh.
I mean, I recall when I first talked to Fresh, and he came in there with that Hot Boy mixtape, that Life of a Hot Boy. And I remember looking at all them DJs on that tape. And when I saw all y'all boys on there together pushing that, man, I said, okay, this must be a serious movement going on right
I didn't even like that shit. I was mad at first because I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to do the tape by my damn self.
Ow!
But I was cool, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. After I sat and I thought, but I'm a high head anyway. So it was just like even at that point I had to sit back and be like, man, you tripping. Yeah. Like this is a moment in history, like cool out, you know what I'm saying? And then I thought about it, I said, I ain't never did no damn tape. Me, Tank, Scream, and Spins. Like we never did that.
Man, that was powerful as hell.
Yeah. I didn't really see it at that point because, you know, Tank got to put the tape together and everything, and that wasn't necessarily how it used to work. It used to be me putting it together, but it was just like that's the way Fresh wanted it, and he was the boss then. So we're like, all right. But it turned out great. The way that whole thing came about was just funny. So we were mad about showing him how to do it. Yeah. Cause we couldn't get the verse with Rich Homie Coin cleared. Like that man wanted like $20,000 for the verse. That shit pissed me off so bad. Yeah. And then Fresh was like, I got something way better than that shit. I was like, whatever, nigga. And I was like, well, let me hear it then. And then when he sent me that Hot Boy, I was like, I'm done. I was like, fuck showing how to do it. Then we good. That song ain't never been heard from us since. We don't even care. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And there ain't no, you know, no slight at them. I didn't appreciate it at the time, but we moved on. Like that just lets you know you think you got a plan, and then God got something for it. Fresh wasn't worried about it at all. Yeah. And I'm talking about it was pissing me off. I was like, man, how could you be so calm about like we done banked everything on it? He's like, no, we didn't. But when I heard Hot Boy, I was like, how in the what? How did we ever think that the other song was gonna get us on?
Come on now.
Yeah, and then when I heard the rest of the project, I was just like, I knew then that he had came into his own as a CEO, and he didn't really need me to help him make the decision no more. Not like that. I just played my role at that point.
Talk to me about the type of talent that he had, man. Because see, one thing about Fresh, and that's one of the things that kind of hurt me to this day. He was 101.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was 101 so hard that when I first heard him, I was like, what did it make his flow? I don't understand. But then I started looking, I'm like, wait a minute, this fool in here snapping.
He going crazy.
Talk to me, man.
When I first heard it, I think that's what I be tripping out for. Like, y'all didn't ever really get to hear how he really rap. And then how far he could really go with it, because like the first song I ever heard him rap over was Common, The People. He went crazy over the people, bro. And now I'm talking about, I still got that junk now. I might put it out or whatever. It's kind of poppy and scratchy or whatever because we was recording in the trap.
Yeah.
But we that was like one of the hardest freestyles he ever did. Like Holmes go crazy. Like you didn't even get to see the tip of the iceberg, really, to be honest with you. And that's what kind of really pissed me off about that. But we don't question God plan, man. You know what I'm saying?
How did it impact you when he passed, man?
To be honest with you, this is the first interview I done did without damn, losing it. So that speaks a lot. I ain't spoke on him since he really done died, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. It fucked me. It still fuck with me to this day. But I went into a real live depression for about a year. And really didn't want to do music like that no more. That's why it wasn't that important to me to be in a club. I ain't really want people all in my face and all that, you know what I'm saying? But it fucked me up bad. But I got better about it now. You know what I'm saying? Just knowing that how many people he done touched, how many people he helped, people that would have been in terrible situations, he want to put their hand on a project. And took them under their wing. So his legacy still stands, and sadness and all that wasn't his legacy. That just wasn't what he was about. Yes, you know what I'm saying? His spirit still lives. It's very positive. I see him all around Bucci.
Yeah.
Bucci done just grew into a really dope artist.
What up, though, Booch?
Yeah. And his legacy wasn't nothing sad. That's why you don't see no people, just always boo-hooing about him and all that. That just wasn't what he was about. He make you laugh.
Yeah.
For 2-3 minutes in the damn room, he was silly like that. You know what I'm saying? So anybody who inspires that type of feeling about people and everything, the people that be around him, you don't just be sitting around moping when it comes to nobody like that. And I had to realize that.
Yeah.
It was more about me moping, making it about me and all that. I couldn't do that no more.
I feel that.
That ain't his spirit. So his spirit to get out here, find out what's popping now, beat the motion. You know what I'm saying? That's what I had to get back to.
Question: how much unreleased music does that man have? And
you gotta ask my brother. You gotta ask his daddy, man. The stuff that I hear now, I still can't believe it. But that's how he recorded a home. He'll do like 3-4 songs a night. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't even talking about no bull neither. Like, you'll be like, we can go with either one of them. That's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Beat selection and all that stuff. That's just what let me know, let you know whether or not you an A&R, a real A&R. And I ain't talking about just going for the beats that's hot right now or going for the sound that you think that's going to get you on. He wasn't with none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had his own sound, and you just be like, what in the hell did you come up with this? Because I ain't hear none of that when I heard that beat. That beat sounded terrible to me. And he knew how to bring out the most in the beat.
Exactly.
Right.
Now, Black, for you as a DJ, man, can you speak to your impact on this city, man? Because I know personally, I done rolled to some of those King shit tapes on many a nights in the A-Town, man. In a time where the city was a whole different city than we in right now, okay?
Right.
It was like, it was just exciting. You see what I'm saying? It was
exciting.
exciting.
It was very.
I don't see that same excitement no more. It's like, okay, Bill Gates done dropped another tape. Let's go ahead and see what's going on with that. What's on that tape? We gonna ride to
That's
it.
one of the reasons why I chilled out, because I like, whenever I was doing them tapes, man, I was in the worst place I could possibly be in my life. You know what I'm saying? And creating everybody who came through that spot, you know what I'm saying? That futon was legendary. You know what I mean? So everybody who came through the Ty St. Louis, I done had all kind of journalists and everything come through my crib and all that, because, you know, you could see some real live gangsters sitting in there in my house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, my little brother then was getting it in at the time, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be women sitting everywhere. We'll have women from Canada sitting in the living room, all kind of stuff. So it was like a hub.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I say that to say this. It was exciting to sit in there while I did the tapes and all that stuff like that. I just don't feel excited about the music no more. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that it ain't making good music. It's the message in it and my background. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I take a risk being in this industry just 'cause who my family is. You know what I'm saying? They not really cool with the music thing. We the Muhammad's. We founded the Nation of Islam. So it ain't like, you know, we come from, you know, prestige now. Yeah. And just holding ourselves to a higher level. So I'm taking a risk even doing it. So I want it to be worth it. I want it to feel like it's worth it and all that. I don't really be. I'm starting to feel like it again now. Yeah. Just because the tone of music done changed a little bit. Just like Gotti said after that championships dropped. Yeah. It just seemed like, you know, the fellas were just into making deeper music and having, you know, the subject matter went up. Yeah. Now I'm cool about that. But if I'm sitting there making a mixtape and I'm just making it because it's, you know, it's the new songs, I'm just slapping 10, 15 new songs on there, and then, you know, you talk about it for a week, and then I like if people still talk about my mixtapes. Facts. And, you know, I still got them to my niggas. Go in their trunk, pull out the CD book and be like, man, that's right. Got all these. That's right. You know what I'm saying? I just be like, well, that's the feeling I be wanting to project. I don't wanna mess up my legacy just trying to keep up with these other niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Did you know you was doing it that big back then, man?
Nah, 2 Chainz used to always tell me that all the time. He was like, man, you don't know who the fuck you is, man. He like, I don't think you gonna know. It's just about having that background for my family. It ain't about me knowing who I am. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you always supposed to stay humble. Exactly. And that's where I keep it, man. And I think that's what helps me along is that I didn't realize it and start tripping. Yeah. And letting that shit go to my head. Because it could have easily went to my head. You know what I'm saying?
That's how the game go. You know, they say fame is the most dangerous drug out of all of them.
But I feel like I inspired a whole group of DJs by not letting it go to my head and still remaining a normal person, remaining someone who could. Because I took like a year or 2 out to raise my son. You know what I'm saying? That was the most beautiful thing ever happened to me. And I was just like, I got to raise my child, man, because my daddy wasn't around. You know what I'm saying? My daddy died when he was 2. Oof. When I was 2. And it just, I didn't want that to happen to and I was living in Shady Park at the time on the south side. You know what I mean? I was just like, okay, I done had my boy, I got to get the hell out of here now. You know what I'm saying? I feel that. Yeah, tried Candler Road for about 3 months, nigga got popped in front of my apartment. Come on. So I just had to go start paying $1,000 a month over there off of Piedmont. I had to step up. Yeah, I had to step up, bro. Cause I mean, but you know, I'm just glad I was able to set that example and show people. Yeah. Like, this music can't be everything. Like, you gotta leave a legacy behind some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be your work through the community or just being that man in your family. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I did this to make money. You know what I'm saying? And to do better than my mom and my daddy did, and I have. Yeah. So every goal I set out to have, I have made it. I can honestly go back to doing IT work and never touch this again. Be happy. Yeah, and be happy, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's something still tugging. I think the executive part of it is called.
It's unfinished business.
Very much so, very much so. So when people see, they be like, man, I don't see you in the club no more, and this, that, and the third. I don't know, you need to be worried, because
got something up this street.
Yeah, because I mean, you can keep on trying to, and now, you know, fellas is DJing for $150 a night. I can't do it. Not for no 8 hours. Not for no 8 hours.
Yeah, no.
Not be jizzle, baby. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, can you speak on 2 Chainz early on, man?
I knew he was going.
These talents early on, man. What is that like?
Well, that was personal because it's my cousin. So when I would see him at the cookouts and stuff like that, but I wouldn't never say nothing to him because I ain't want him thinking I wanted nothing from him.
Yeah.
But then when I found out he was sitting on DTP for that long, after I did my research, it pissed me off. Because I was like, after I heard Fresh Out the Spot.
Yeah.
With 3 6 Mafia, that's the song that changed everything for me. I just drove the box Chevy over there to DTP, and the white woman was being mean to me. I remember that she didn't want to give me the song or none of the music. That's why I used to be clutching that shit. They ain't believing on mixtapes then. They felt like, we just gonna grind it out the regular way.
Yeah.
If radio don't fuck with it and you know what I'm saying, and don't fuck with the traditional means of putting it out there, and this shit just won't come out. And you gotta think about shit. My cousin was sitting over there for about damn near 10 years.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? He had been over there for a while, and after I had heard that music, man, I went up there and Dollar Boy the one gave me the Fresh Out the Spot and let me put it on my tape and all that stuff like that. Shouts out to Dollar. He the one told her to stop tripping and like, I'm gonna give it to him. He like, shit. He like, they ain't trying to push our shit. You know what I'm saying? So from there, 2 Chainz told me to come to the studio, and it was just from there I went on to move down to College Park to be not too far away from the studio, and this was the grind every day.
Yeah.
I would only work on the weekends at Club Miami and Monday, and then the rest of the days was his. And I would just go around there and do what I got to do every day. We pushing it to TJ and pushing it to shouts out to TJ DJ. And all kind of ways we was pushing that music. Man, I had to grind that junk out online. That was like the first time we ever grinded it out online.
Yeah.
And we grinded until we found that Duffel Bad Boy. And then I'm just gonna tell it like it is, cause didn't believe in that shit.
What?
They told me, don't nobody want to hear Wayne singing, and that brother should stop drinking that shit, that lean shit. He felt like, you like that shit warping their mind, and that shit made me mad when I left out of there. And when they said that, that's when I went into like overdrive on that song,
yes,
like pushing it, playing it. Taking risk on it, people just being like, they don't want to hear Wayne singing. You crazy? I'm just like, I'm talking about y'all, you gonna hear Wayne singing in a minute. Cause like I done heard the rest of this shit. Like this is just the first, we might as well do this. And we had to force their hand. And that's part of the reason why he wanted the fuck out of there. I just felt like, honestly, this been me all my career, man. Like when I feel like you're old, and you done got to the point where you don't have that ear anymore, you need to step the fuck off. And that's how I felt about them. I was just like, you can continue to be over there, but I don't want to fuck with them niggas no more. Like, anybody who would talk about y'all like that behind your back. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm young. So, you know what I'm saying? I was taking it a whole different way than it was supposed to be took. Because they love that. I don't doubt in no kind of way that they love my folks. You know what I'm saying? I know they do. Or they wouldn't have invested that much money in him.
Facts.
They just felt like he should have went in a different direction. I wasn't feeling that shit. So, lack of a better term, said fuck him and did what we had to do.
Yes, sir.
I
got to ask you about this, though, Black. So, a young Gucci, a young 2 Chainz, a young Bankroll Fresh. It seems to me like you a slick visionary in this thing, man. So what is it that you see in these folks early on and believe in these folks, and then what is it that you think that it takes for somebody to be those kind of people? Or do you see that in everybody, or did they have something different about them?
Man, I truly believe Allah guides everything, and He just showed me. You know what I'm saying? Because to be honest with you, I brought them together. Like as far as Gucci and 2 Chainz, they knew each other.
Yeah.
Anyway, but for me to be able to link them, like when we did that Me Against the World, that when I linked them back together, you know what I'm saying, and then they ain't need me no more, cause they speak each other's language, you know what I'm saying, they the same type of niggas, so it wasn't really, it wasn't that hard. When I introduced Fresh and Chainz, they was the same type of nigga. It was just like Chainz was like, concentrate on my shit right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had, you gotta respect that. But I seen the same thing in them. The common denominator was that they spoke my language. Mm-hmm. Coming from the same background and everything, I really felt like those type of people deserved a chance. I felt like the world wanted to hear their story as opposed to Luda. Cause I couldn't, like, no disrespect to Chris, man. He a good dude. Like, we don't have nothing in common other than we like pussy. You know what I'm saying? And that's about it. We don't really have nothing else in common. So I could listen to his music and jam to it, but it ain't really connecting. It's for when I'm going to the club or something like that. That's the way I always
just smoking and riding.
Or, radio time or whatever. Chris got he's very versatile. He got a bunch of stuff that you can go good for, but it's not for me. Mm-hmm. And I felt like 2 Chainz, Dollar Boy was for me. I felt like Fresh was for me. I felt like Gucci was for me to a certain point. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like after a while, I'd be like, Gucci, old Gucci. I was like, he a little wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those were the ones that always stayed in contact with me because Gucci would pull up on me and, he'll give you $500, $600 for no fucking reason at all. You know what I'm saying? Just because you rock with his music. Yeah. He ain't going to forget nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? 2 Chainz, what he didn't give me in money, he gave me in connects. He introduced me to everyone. There was no way I was going to meet Raekwon and all them people that I met without him. Trey the Truth. And just the ways we met them would be so organic and fucking real. Crazy. Yeah, it'd be crazy. Because Trey will tell you the first time he ever came to the studio with us, like, you know what I'm saying? He thought we was gonna set him up. Cause we was over there off of old Bill Cook Road. Yeah. And it ain't nothing over there. You know what I'm saying? But it was this one studio. I'm gonna show you where it is, B-High. Yeah. It's like it had a pool house and everything. It was a pool house, but it was converted into a studio. Yeah. Man, it was so dark. Trey didn't even want to get out the goddamn car. He was like, look, man, this shit look familiar now, goddamn. Exactly. But it'd be those type of organic situations I couldn't replace. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he really he gave me my damn contact book.
When it comes to music though, Black, what are some of the records that you have heard that just touched your soul, man? Oh my God. Because I know you done heard too much music.
Yeah, I done heard a lot. That touched my soul. It was this song Fresh made. Oh my God, man! I wish I could ask my homegirl. They were like her favorite song. I cannot remember.
It ain't Live Your Life, is it?
Nah, it ain't Live Your Life. Before that, it was like on some real, man. I promise you, when I'm gonna call you and tell you what it was. I cannot remember what it was, but he was just talking about people being broke and struggling. Yeah, and just talking about how fucked up we had it. Cause you know what I'm saying. Me and Fred, though, man, we used to sleep on the floor in the trap. You know what I'm saying? On the hard ass wood floor.
Yes, sir.
We had one blow up bed, and we let our homegirl sleep on that Legacy. Yeah. Cause she was the only girl in the trap. Shouts out to Lily. But we eat out the same chicken box, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? So he rapping about them days, and it down there make you cry, cause you be like, man, damn, we ain't gotta do that shit no more. Or you could just as easily go back to it if you be out here playing. Yeah. Yeah, and that's one thing first you to always harp on. Keep on bullshitting, we gonna be back. Back up. And then you be like, no, man, let me get on up and do what I need to do then. Fuck going to sleep. Because that's who used to push me. Like, Fresh wasn't just no artist who was fucking with me. Like, I can remember one time home, I hid him in my house for like a week. Nigga, we watching all the damn dope boy goddamn Chronicles, all them DVDs and shit. We watching about all. We just in there just chilling. And he ended up he like, man, you been in here bullshitting, man. You go in there and make a tape, quit playing. And I go on in the room, knock that motherfucker on out. You know what I'm saying? But it was just like, that song remind me of all them times, bro. Yeah. I cannot remember the name of it. I promise you I can't remember the name of it. But yeah, it was on that Live Your Life type of vibe.
And when you come up with it, let me know so I'll type it in the video. So
I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm finna go over there looking back in the archives and find that thing where.
So now I gotta ask you this though, Black. What was your favorite era in the music?
Man, where I was at, when I was involved, all the way from me working at BME, cause that was personal for me too. Cause Big Sam is my cousin.
Oh,
And yeah, my family is what held me down throughout the whole everything. Big Sam put me on and had me over there interning for Vince Phillips and Orlando McGee.
Yeah.
Yuana Carter. Wilt Wallace was the other intern that worked. Wilt was the other intern working with me, and they used to work the hell out of it.
Yeah.
But from that era, when Crunk was first realized, and I believed in that, and then nobody think that was gonna work, all the way through to now. You know what I'm saying? But I say that era between maybe 99 and 2010 is when I stopped. Like right after my son was born, when I stopped getting that feeling.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite eras, I ain't gonna lie. But I feel like it's cranking up now. What excites me now is just that it's an independent game. It's anybody game.
Exactly.
You ain't got all the red tape we used to have. If you could think about the red tape we had to just go through, bro. Like niggas got it good now. They don't understand, bro. Like niggas got it extremely good.
How do you feel about the red tape being gone and folks being
I'm glad it's gone.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's gone. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm putting it in any motherfucker face every day. Every day I'm putting it in their face. For all them years they shut us out, lied to us about the money.
Come on. Stole
publishing and all kind of crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? So, I done had one of the best mentors in the game. Shouts out to Luke Mon, Pure Pain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's who raised me and showed me all the little dirty shit they be trying to do.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And shouts out to K Rich.
Now, lastly, before we get up out of here, Coffee and Kush.
That was the evolution.
Yeah.
That's what made me want to do mixtapes again, and that's why they are some of my best mixtapes, to be honest with you. The older I got more into smoking and chilling and being on some, procreation type stuff. So I like things that push the envelope and push everything forward, and that's what we do on Coffee and Kush. Mix of all kind of music, the R&B, reggae. It's more of a world vibe.
Yeah.
So that's why it does good in Africa and it does good over in the Netherlands and all that stuff like that, because you don't necessarily have to speak English. You know what I'm saying, to listen to a Coffee and Kush. And I thank God that Nate and Scream gave me that brand and trusted me with that brand.
Yeah.
Because that is a hood rich brand.
Yes, sir.
And it's just like all the other hood rich brands I manage now with Mixtape Kitchen and Media Kitchen and Console Kitchen with the video games and all that. We just turned it into a real movement.
I can definitely dig that. And the podcast as well.
Oh, that Coffee and Kush podcast. So we took the theme of being for intellectually cool people.
Yeah.
And, thought-provoking stuff. We don't want to just be talking about music all the time, but right now that's what we focusing on, re-educating people and doing a new blueprint for breaking a record and breaking an artist and branding an artist. It ain't the same people that's out here going off a blueprint that's 15 years old.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? If you think going around and just paying DJs is your way to get broken, you gonna be broken, all right.
Better pay that internet, fool.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
the wrong person.
That used to make me mad though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Until you can't fight the future though. You're gonna look like an old man.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that 2 Chainz used to get in. He be like, well, you better goddamn do this, you better do this, and then you're gonna look like an old ass motherfucking man.
Yeah.
And he was on me and drama about that. You know what I'm saying? And since he did that, and since I'm such a technology-based person, it's not hard for me to get into that loop.
That's right.
That's one of them things you just got to force yourself to do every day. Yeah, breaking music totally different, you know what I'm saying? Because just like we were talking about earlier, it used to be the mixtapes, but I saw the evolution of the playlist a long time ago because I had been thinking about how we're not driving sales on these mixtape sites. Like, who's getting paid? You know what I'm saying? I'm getting paid.
Yeah.
The mixtape site most definitely getting paid out the ass. But then I didn't do this for just a cap for myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I never make it connect for the artist, then one day I'm gonna have one. And when I got fresh and I seen it, I'm like, man, we ain't making no goddamn no money.
Yeah.
Now mixtape, me and the number one nigga on the mixtape side is cool.
Yeah.
But I feel like the playlist came and pulled the rug off from up under them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Because they had an opportunity to really turn it into a cash cow to be like, okay, let's go start paying our licensing and all this shit like that and making sure that we can pay the artist.
So you can stream.
Man, while you doing all that, them niggas over at Apple and Spotify and all that shit done figure that shit out because niggas just got, the mixtape site is cool, but I gotta go, it's too many goddamn instructions. You gotta go do a login.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
First of all, you gotta get invited in.
You gotta get invited.
How about that?
Yeah. And then you gotta do all the little I'm just somebody as a consumer.
Oh.
So you just gotta do the login. And if I'm gonna do all that, I might as well sign up for Apple Music.
Facts.
Now when Apple Music came along, I was like, it's over with.
Yeah.
You had your damn window and it's done. Even SoundCloud, Audio Mac, which Audio Mac I feel like is the future.
Yeah.
Because it's fair. They got a real algorithm going on that ain't based on no popularity or what nigga paid you or none of that shit like that. You can't even pay for no positioning over there. It's based all off of who is listening to what. Mm-hmm. Now when I went and I got 500,000 streams on my page on that, I rock with people at Live. I rock with people over at all the mixtape sites. It was just over with.
Yeah.
Because now I'm helping the artist get paid.
Come on.
And now you're a real commodity. You know what I'm saying? But if you still talking about putting some on a mixtape, number one, ain't no such thing, no exclusives, because they giving all us the same damn music. They lying.
Yeah.
Them niggas lying. I'm going to give it to you for everybody else. Yeah. You don't know that Tank or whoever done hit me and told me they done sent it to them too. Like, man, them niggas just sent you that shit. Yeah, they just sent it to them. But it's just like, if it's not exclusives or you're not putting a crazy amount of work into that mixtape, making it an actual production, it's not going anywhere. So you might as well just go and put it into podcasting, playlisting, you know what I'm saying? Yes, and my playlist killing them. Oh. It's like everybody who follow me through the mixtape stuff, I grandfathered them on over to the playlisting, and it's cool. You know what I'm saying? The way that Apple Music has it set up, they showing other people who they listening to and all that. It's like a little referral system. You know, mixtape sites weren't doing none of that. It's just like they got kind of left behind.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
How can these folks contact you, Black?
Hey man, you can hit me Black Bill Gates on all social media. If it's not that, you're not talking to me. If cause somebody got scammed this week out of like $3,000. Yeah, and somebody was me. I looked at the little invoice. I was like, this doesn't have Black Bill Gates on it nowhere.
Yeah. So
there's nobody who speaks for me.
Exactly.
There's no middleman. There's no go between. So blackbillgates@gmail.com is where you can send your music, and I go through it every day, man.
Already appreciate you coming through this thing, my dog. Wish you nothing but the best and much success.
Much love, bro.
Radio Shout It. It's Hot 107.9, man. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Radio Shout It.